Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're zooming in on September 2025, and specifically, we're looking at Cancer.
Yeah, it looks like a really pivotal month for them. A lot going on.
Absolutely. We've gathered insights from, various astrological reports and analyses to really understand the narrative. It feels like it's all about balancing those inner and outer worlds for Cancer this month, making big choices.
That's a great way to put it. September really seems to capture that essential Cancerian quality. We think of them as emotional, sensitive.
Which they are.
Which they definitely are.
Right.
But this month also seems to highlight their inner strength, that resilience.
Right, that fortitude they have when facing challenges. It's often underestimated.
It really is. It's not just about feeling things deeply. It's about navigating those feelings with, strength.
So our mission today really is to decode what the stars are saying. What does this actually mean for you if you're a Cancer, or, for the Cancers you know? What are the key takeaways, the guidance we can pull out for September?
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's unpack this. First off, the general vibe for September. Our sources talk about a mix, stability, but also some real tests.
Right from the start.
It sounds like they're building on solid ground, but also maybe navigating some choppy waters at the same time. What's behind that initial dynamic?
Well, astrologically, what's really interesting is the setup early in the month. You've got the moon, Cancer's ruler, in a challenging square with Saturn.
Okay, and that usually means?
That often creates this feeling of being pulled, really pulled in quite different directions. For Cancer, that tends to play out as a conflict between, say, family duties, things they feel deeply responsible for, and then the demands of work or other commitments.
Ah, that classic push-pull.
Exactly. And it's not just like a small scheduling thing. It feels like a genuine internal struggle. Both sides feel super important, super urgent, leaves them feeling quite torn.
I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling. But okay, the astrology also shows a way through this, right? It doesn't just stay tense.
Thankfully, no. As the month progresses, that intense pressure from the Saturn square starts to ease up. There's a noticeable shift, especially later in the month, when Venus, planet of harmony, forms a lovely trine with the sun sign.
Okay, Venus smoothing things over.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That alignment suggests Cancer starts to find their footing again, regain that balance. It's described almost like a positive nudge from within. Helps them make those big decisions with more clarity. So yeah, it's a journey from tension to hopefully a clearer path.
That makes sense. And this shift isn't just about external things changing, it's internal too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's deeply connected to an internal realignment. That Venus influence helps spark it, but it links back to that broader theme for the month. Personal growth, personal navigation, those early challenges, they might feel stressful at the time, but they actually act as catalysts. They force Cancer to really look at what matters, to prioritize differently. And that leads to a more grounded place to make decisions from.
So it actually fuels personal development, preparing them for what comes next.
Exactly. Sets the stage.
Which sounds like exactly what they'll need, because looking at career and finances, September seems pretty dynamic. Especially career-wise, it sounds quite fertile.
It really does. We're seeing Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, making a really powerful trine aspect to their 10th house. That's career, public image.
Okay, Jupiter brings the good stuff.
Often, yes. And this isn't just a vague feeling of things might get better. It suggests opportunities are like actively presenting themselves, knocking on the door almost. So this could look like maybe a side project suddenly takes off, or perhaps a promotion that really boosts their standing.
Or even a completely new job offer, something significant.
Potentially, yes. Something that could genuinely shift their professional path in a positive way. The energy is really about growth, expansion, and getting recognized.
Wow, okay. That's a lot of positive energy. But what about the flip side, the finances? With opportunities often comes spending, right?
That's a really crucial point. While Jupiter is blessing the career zone, we also see Mars, planet of action, but also expenditure, making a challenging square to their second house of personal finance.
Oh, okay. So that suggests money might be flowing out more easily too.
It often indicates that yes, expenses might be higher than usual, and maybe it's linked to those career opportunities. Investing in a new course, needing a new wardrobe, networking costs.
Things add up.
They really do. So while the opportunities are great, the financial outflow needs attention too.
So it's expansion, but maybe with higher costs. What's the key advice then for navigating the money side of things?
The sources are pretty clear on this. Don't rush into big investments, especially with Mars stirring the pot in that financial house.
Take it slow.
Exactly. Careful, well-planned steps. It's not about being afraid to grow financially, but about being strategic. Do the research. Maybe get some advice before committing. Make sure decisions are based on solid understanding, not just excitement, especially when expenses might already be up. Build something sustainable.
Got it. Smart and steady wins the race there. Okay, let's shift gears from the practical to the personal. Love and relationships. Sounds like September is emotionally intense for Cancer.
Very much so. Venus is moving through a sensitive water sign, impacting their relationship houses. So you can expect some really deep emotional moments. Cancer's empathy is heightened, leading to potentially beautiful, meaningful connections. Real heart-to-hearts.
That sounds lovely, but intense emotions can cut both ways, right?
They can. That same sensitivity, especially with Mercury, the communication planet, making some tricky aspects to Pluto here and there. It could mean that small disagreements or misunderstandings feel bigger than they actually are. Things could get amplified.
Okay, so a delicate balance. Deep connection, but also potential vulnerability.
You've got it.
So for those moments where things might get a bit tense, what's the astrological advice? How do they navigate that?
Honesty and calm communication. That's the strong message.
Easier said than done sometimes.
True. But it's key. It's about creating that safe space to be real without letting emotions completely take over the conversation. With Pluto involved, it's an invitation to go deeper, understand the root causes, and express needs with courage, but also compassion. Aim for understanding, not winning an argument.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, and what about single Cancers? Does September hold potential there?
Oh, yes. It sounds quite exciting, actually. The charts suggest a real possibility of someone new entering their life.
Oh, how so?
Well, Venus is making some nice aspects to the ruler of their 7th house, the partnership house. And what's really interesting, very Cancerian, is how this person might appear. It seems likely they could come into the picture through family connections or social gatherings, people they already know or know of.
So not necessarily a stranger from a dating app, more organic.
Exactly. More organic, maybe more comfortable, which fits Cancer's need for familiarity and trust. It suggests these new connections might start on a really solid, comforting foundation.
That sounds really positive. A month for soul-nourishing connections, it seems. Okay, let's pivot to health and energy, because honestly, none of this other stuff works well if you're running on empty.
So true.
And the reports are pretty direct here. Cancer needs to really watch their diet and rest in September.
Yeah, this is critical for them this month. There's a subtle but important influence from Neptune. And Neptune, when it's making challenging aspects, can really drain your energy, make you feel foggy, run down.
Okay.
And the analysis draws a direct line between that potential exhaustion and its impact on Cancer's mood. Given how sensitive they are, being physically depleted can really affect them emotionally.
Right, it could worsen those feelings of being torn or make those relationship misunderstandings feel even bigger.
Precisely. It can become a bit of a cycle if they don't manage it proactively. So prioritizing rest and good food isn't just about the body. It's about protecting their emotional balance too.
So what's the practical advice then? How can they counter this potential energy drain?
The deep dive offers some really tangible stuff. Think light exercise, daily movement, nothing too intense or stressful.
Not running a marathon.
Definitely not. More like a consistent, gentle activity. A morning walk, maybe some stretching, just consciously moving more. These small things can be powerful stress relievers, an outlet for tension from work or relationships. It helps release that stress, recharge the batteries, keep the energy levels and mood more stable.
Building in those little self-care rituals.
That's exactly it.
Okay. Now, how about social connections? Beyond just partners, what about friends and family? Sounds like September is good for that.
Oh, very much so. The sources describe it as a month potentially full of really meaningful gatherings with family and friends. Venus is moving through their 4th house, home and family, and making nice links to the 11th house, friendships, community. For Cancer, home and family are usually central, right?
Totally. They're core.
So these get-togethers aren't just casual parties, they're vital. Chances to connect, feel rejuvenated, reinforce that sense of belonging. Soul food, really.
Nice. And there might be good news shared at these gatherings.
Yeah, the charts hint at that too. Could be celebrations, unexpected positive announcements, something that adds to the warm, fuzzy vibe of the month, socially speaking. A time to really enjoy their circle.
That's wonderful. And it's not just about having fun together, there's also a strong thing of support, like practical support.
Yes, that comes through strongly. Cancer might find they receive significant backing from a close friend or a relative this month. This really highlights how important that chosen family, those close friends are. It's not just comfort, it's a real asset. Especially in a month with both opportunities and tests, having that solid network to lean on makes a huge difference to their resilience.
Someone reliable to help navigate decisions or offer encouragement.
Exactly. That support could be the key factor in dealing with a career choice, or smoothing over a relationship issue, or just giving them a boost when those inner fears creep in. It helps them feel held.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. The general mood, that Saturn-Venus dance, the Jupiter career boost, but the Mars caution with money, the deep emotions in love, the Neptune health watch, and this really lovely social support. When you pull it all together, what's the single most important piece of advice?
The golden advice for Cancer in September 2025. So what does this all boil down to?
You know, when we synthesize everything, the core message, that golden advice, is really clear. Don't let inner fears hold you back.
Okay.
And that's huge for Cancer. Because while they have immense strength, that sensitivity may be amplified by those early month challenges, can sometimes lead to hesitation.
Self-doubt.
The month brings real opportunities, yes, but also challenges and deep feelings. The biggest hurdle might actually be internal, that fear of stepping forward.
Overcoming that instinct to maybe retreat into their shell when things feel uncertain.
Precisely. It's about pushing past that gentle hesitation, which makes total sense, especially with potential new career paths or those intense relationship moments we talked about. And our sources basically say, change is coming.
Right.
It's not a maybe.
Exactly. It's framed as an affirmation. Change is on the way, which reinforces why clinging too tightly to the familiar might actually hold them back this month.
So it's not just about coping with change, but actively embracing it.
Yes. And the final piece of that golden advice is about trusting themselves and investing their energy wisely, building a steady future. It links back to the financial advice, not rushing, being deliberate, but it's broader. It's about a self-assured approach, trusting their intuition, which is usually spot on for Cancer, recognizing their own strength and channeling that energy into actions that create a solid foundation for whatever comes next, not letting fear dictate the path.
Being the architect of their own stability, even amidst transformation. Using that emotional wisdom as their guide.
Beautifully put. That's the essence of it.
Wow. Well, that was a really thorough journey through Cancer's September 2025. We've touched on the stability and the tests, the career highs and the financial cautions, the deep love connections needing clear communication, the vital need for self-care, and that wonderful support system. And the big takeaway really is about managing those challenges by embracing the opportunities and fundamentally trusting yourself, your intuition.
Absolutely.
Hopefully understanding these dynamics gives you, our listeners, some real empowerment for the month ahead.
Yeah, think of it as a cosmic map. It gives you awareness, helps you prepare not just for what might happen, but for how you choose to respond, how you choose to grow, leaning into those amazing Cancerian strengths.
So our final thought for you to ponder as you head into the month, given that change is on the horizon and those inner fears might surface, how might actively investing in your steady future look different for you this September compared to how you've approached it before? What bold but